Check the windows.
Oh my god, those guys right next
Jason,
to
they're next to you.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hey boys and girls, Game Cam here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I like military simulation games. Well, to describe it, I think we have to go right back to the start, go way back to, I think it was like 2008, when the Bad Company 2 was out, and me and my friends started playing it, and we absolutely loved it. Because I think it was 2000. It probably was later than 2008. I probably am being an idiot. But it started with squad tactics with my mates on Bad Company 2. Me and my mates were like properly squad. We used to play it like religiously. We used to literally come home every day, discuss it while we were at school, come home and just play it. We used to be really good at like doing tactics and stuff together as a unit. So like what would happen is Toby would be the sniper. I'd like go in with a shotgun and clear rooms out and stuff like that and take point. And Ethan would be like the engineer and the chopper and stuff covering us, while Jack was like had the machine gun out and he'd cover at me. It was really good. Obviously, I moved on to Battlefield 3. I did a little bit of, I enjoyed the more tactic-based stuff, so I got in with a Milsim group on Battlefield 3. I was just randomly playing servers and I found that they had Milsim units in there. So I started playing with them, and I really enjoyed that, and obviously I made videos on it. You can check on my earlier videos to see that I made videos on it. I also then played some Operation Flashpoint, which was kind of like a slight downgraded version of Arma for consoles, Operation Flashpoint, and Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising, and then there was Operation Flashpoint Red River. I played them both, and they're both really good. I really enjoyed them. I remember though when I was younger, I had we had this PC game called Comanche versus Hokum, which is basically like a military simulation for attack choppers, and it was so complex. It was ridiculous. Like you actually had a simulation of the Gulf War, and you were actually a pilot, and you had all the the tools and stuff like that. The graphics weren't actually too bad for the time, anyway. And it was just such a huge map, and it was just such a complex game. Like the manual to for the controls was at least like 1,000-page long manual. It was huge. I had this huge stack of papers next to me, and I was just like, okay, so we're checking oil pressure, making sure that the sort of measurement devices are working. Okay, so you literally had to spend like half an hour just like going through the pre-flight checks before you even took off. It was just ridiculous. And then obviously when I got into PC gaming more, I did some Red Orchestra 2, Red Orchestra 2, and Rising Sun, which I really enjoyed. They were really good. I found them quite interesting to play. I especially like some of the game aspects, but they had a really good aesthetic to it, which made me really like enjoy it. And I liked sort of class-based sort of role play in it. And there was really good groups on there. When Battlefield 4 came out, I did a lot of Battlefield 4. I still did Milsim groups for that, but that was quite fun. I really enjoyed that. I felt Battlefield 4 had some better aspects, some less better aspects than Battlefield 3. It really depends. And obviously, when it came to round about now-ish, I've now gone into doing Arma 3, which is really fun. I really enjoy it. It's a really good game. I highly recommend you get it. And the reason why, I think, is the fact that it has that feel of survival. It's like when you're playing COD, you just like kind of run around, shoot people in the face, and then when you die, it doesn't matter. Like Battlefield dying doesn't really matter. But Arma, you feel like, every death counts, and a lot of servers it does count. Like, a lot of time you die, you'll be out for the rest of the mission. So it really feels like when you're actually staying alive, like there's so much pressure on you to stay alive and like keep in the game and keep all your guys up. I also like the organisation. So I like not just turning into a clusterfuck. I actually like the sort of command structure you have. You get a lot of things where you have like individual squad leaders, but then in those squads I have like guys that can like control some of the dudes, and they'll sort of split up. And they also have the HQ that'll tell you where your missions are and things like that. I think that really helps sort of make it a lot more structured, so I know where the enemy are, I know what I'm doing, and things like that. It doesn't just become trying to guess where the objective is or what I'm doing. I like a lot of camaraderie finding these servers. Almost every single server, I've actually, like, people either go two ways, like, they're either just in it to, like, team kill and mess around, or they're actually just, like, really, like, nice people that just really want to, like, play the game and do well. But the main reason, you only really get those troll people in, like, life servers and stuff like that, at which point, but life servers are just basically messing around anyway. But the op ones, I find most of the people are actually really, really good, and, like, I get along with them really well. So like, I can come into a server and I know that everyone like wants to do well and wants to like take this properly. So I can command like a squad and we can all get on really well. And generally, like I know what they're doing, and because obviously I'm not a massive veteran of the game, like people still support me and don't necessarily take the piss at me for it, which is nice. I will admit, like I love it because when you win by skill and wits. It's not like just like random like crutch weapons like your grenade launcher spam or something like that, or just RNG or random luck or something like that. It's actually your skill and your wits. Like you have to have good reactions as well as good planning and stuff like that. You can't just come in and run at it and hope to one-man army. You have to plan your teams, make sure you're coming at it from different strike points, things like that. It comes really into a lot of areas. Scale I always really liked about it because of the fact that it's such a large game and you feel like you're actually part of a conflict and you actually feel like you're actually having an effect on things. Even though it's such a massive scale, like the fact that your base, like the helicopter flights from bases, like feel like they're actually like how they would be in real life. Also, I think that it has the same thing that Battlefield has, where it had that sort of like the cinematic moments, which I think in this game kind of emphasize it because the fact that it's so like supposed to be like realistic and stuff like that. When you have like cinematic moments, it feels like really good. So like when I was in the jungle and like this guy got hit and I was on the flank and we were like miles away from the group, and I had to like try and hunt down the hostile that took him out and then try and grab him and had to carry him like through this forest where we could get ambushed at any point to try and get back to the medics to heal him up. And that was just felt so good. It felt like, I was like, I'm gonna get you out of here, little Jimmy. We're gonna get you home. And like, it was like trying to not. Felt like something out of goddamn Forrest Gump. It was very good. I felt it. Those sort of moments are why I really play the game and why I really enjoy it. And I think it's if you can get into the military sort of like ideal and things like that, I think it's definitely worth a go. I think you definitely need all the DLCs, but I think it's well worth it. I think it's actually a really fun game experience that I think I'll definitely be playing for a long, long time. Now that I'm getting back into it, I think it's going to be really good. And I hope you guys enjoy the videos that I make from it. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching the video. Why don't you leave